welcome back. We will discuss Patrick's method today. In the previous class, we discussed Queenie-McCluskey method for simplifying a given Boolean expression. And just to recall, in Queenie-McCluskey method, what we are doing is we are following two steps. In the first step, we are identifying the prime implicants, and to do so, we list all the minterms, and along with their binary representation, we sort them and compare each minterm of every group with every other minterm in the adjacent group and carry it to the next column by merging it if at all there is one bit difference. So, while merging, we will be eliminating one variable, and we go on doing this till further elimination is not, further merging is not possible. Once this is done, we get a list of prime implicants, and we will try to identify all the essential prime implicants in the step 2. So, the problem with Queenie-McCluskey method is each Boolean expression may lead to simplified, more than one simplified solutions. In such case, in such scenario, what we will have to do is we will have to look into trial and error approach to identify all possible solutions. So, we have a more systematic approach of arriving at all possible solutions using what is called as Patrick's method. So, today's class I will just take up an example and see how Queenie-McCluskey can be extended using Patrick's method to arrive at all possible solutions. Once you have all possible solution, we will try to identify optimal solutions. So, using applying Patrick's method gives you all possible solutions, and our intention is to arrive at the minimal solutions. So, we will just take up only the minimal solutions once we get all possible solutions. So, I will directly take the example and illustrate how Patrick's method can be used to simplify given Boolean expression and arrive at all possible solutions. So, this was developed by Stanley Patrick, hence it is named after him as Patrick's method, and the normal initial step is same as Queenie-McCluskey method. Once we are done generating the two tables, we will introduce we will apply Patrick's method to the solution of Queenie-McCluskey method to get all possible solutions. So, herein we will take up a small example. So, I am taking a simple example here. So, wherein we have minterm 0, 1, 2, 5, 6 and 7, and you can notice the maximum minterm is 7. So, this can be represented using only 3 variables. So, this is an example of a 3 variable expression. So, we will first apply Queenie-McCluskey method and later see how Patrick's method can be applied to the solution obtained on Queenie-McCluskey to get all possible solutions. Once we have all possible solutions, we will try to identify the minimal solutions. So, as you are aware, so we start by listing all the minterms and their binary representations. So, we have M0, its binary representation is 0, 0, 0, 0, and we have M1, binary representation is 0, 0, 0, 1, M2, 0, 0, 1, 0, M5 is because we need only 3 variables, so we will just use 3 bits. So, M5 is 1, 0, 1 and M6 is 1, 1, 0, and finally, we have M7, it is 1, 1, 1. Now, what we will try to do is we will sort them according to we will sort them into groups depending on the number of ones in each midterm. So, accordingly, we have sorted array wherein minterms and its binary representation. So, group G0 comprising of all 0 number of ones. So, this is group G0. Next, we will have G1 comprising 1 number of ones, which includes M1 0, 0, 1, M2 0, 1, 0. Next we have is group 2 comprising of 2 number of ones, which includes M5 101, M6 is 110, and finally group 3 comprising of 3 number of ones, that is M7 11. So the next step here is to compare each minterm of every group with every other minterm in the adjacent group, and merge them, carry to the next column. If at all they differ by 1 bit, they differ in 1 bit position. So now if you compare M0 and M1, it differs in this bit position. So we will carry it to the next column. And while carrying it to the next column, make sure you put a check mark. So 0 and 1, it differs by 1 bit position, carry it to the next column, 0, 1, and its binary representation happens to be 0, 0 dash. Replace the bit which is differing by a dash or a don't care. Now compare 0 and 2, yes, it differs by 1 bit position, 0, 2, it happens to be 0 dash 0. Now we are done with comparing all elements of G0 with G1. Now I continue comparing all minterms of G1 with G2. So if you can see, yes, 1 and 5, it differs by this bit position. I carry it to the next column by putting a check mark. So it is dash 0, 1. Now compare 1 and 6, no, it does not differ by 1 bit position, no need to carry. Next compare 2 and 5, it does not vary by 1 bit position, don't carry. And when it comes to 2 and 6, as it differs by 1 bit position, it is 2, 6, it happens to be dash 1, 0. Now I am done with comparing all minterms of G1 with G2. We will continue compare all minterms of G2 with G3. So compare M5 and M7, yes, it varies by 1 bit position, this bit position represented a dash. And 6 and 7, yes, it varies by 1 bit position, dash. Now I am done with comparing all elements of G2 and G3. Now we again sort it into number of sort it into groups based on the number of ones in each minterm. So 0 number of ones, 1 number of ones, and 2 number of ones. And we will check if it is possible for us to further eliminate the variables. So if you can look into this, further elimination is not possible. We will stop at this point and we will try to list out all the prime implicants. So now what are the prime implicants we have identified here? So we have this one is A bar, B bar, and the minterms, corresponding minterms are 0 and 1. And coming to this, it is A bar, C bar, and the corresponding minterms are 0 and 2. Next we have is B bar, C, corresponding minterms are 1 and 5. Next we have is B, C bar, corresponding minterms are 2 and 6. Next we have is A, C, corresponding minterms are 5 and 7. Next we have is A, B, corresponding minterms are 6. So normal Quinn-McCluskey method, what we do is we again try to write one more tabular column and use a trial and error approach to arrive at all possible solutions. So we will list the prime implicants: A bar, B bar, A bar, C bar, B bar, C, B, C bar, AC. So we will also write all the minterms associated. We have M0, M1, so for this prime implicants we have minterms 0 and 1. For the second prime implicant we have 0 and 2. Third prime implicant we have 1 and 5. And for B, C bar we have 2 and 6. For AC we have 5 and 7. And for AB we have 6 and 7. Now you could use, if you were not to apply Patrick's method, we will use trial and error method, and we will see we will end up with two solutions. So to go with systematic approach, we apply Patrick's method. So what we do is we will designate these prime implicants. To make things simple, what we do is we designate these prime implicants with some say P1, we will call it as P2, P3, P4, P5 and P6. Now what we try to do is we write an expression column wise for each minterm. So if you can look into this column, this happens to be P1 plus P2. When it comes to this column, it is P1 plus P3. Next we have P2 plus P3 and P5 plus P3 plus P5 and so on. So we will write the expression in terms of P1, P2, P3, P5, P6, and later we will use distributive law and uniting theorem to simplify the expression so as to arrive at the minimal expression. So what I try to do here is we will try to write the expression, later try to simplify it. So we end up getting, so this expression we end up getting P1 plus P2 into next column. When it comes to the next column, it is P1 plus P3. Here we have P2 plus P4. Next we have is P3 plus P5. Next we have is P4 plus P6. And finally we have P5 plus P6. Now we will try to simplify this using distributive law and uniting theorem so that we end up getting all possible solutions. So we will rewrite the expression here. So we have P1 plus P2 into P1 plus P3 into P2 plus P4 into P3 plus P5, P4 plus P6 into P5 plus P6. So what we do is we try to apply distributive law of multiplication to simplify this expression, and according to your distributive law of multiplication, if you have two terms like this, say x plus y into x plus z, this directly gets reduced to x plus yz. So we will try to look for these combination in the given expression and try to reduce it. So if you can see here P1 is common, I can apply the distributive law, and when it comes to this P2 plus P4 and P4 plus P6, P4 is common, we can apply distributive law, and here P5 is common, we can apply the distributive law. So we end up getting, so in this these two terms we end up getting P1 plus P2 P3, and here we end up getting P2 plus P4 plus P2 P6, and here we end up getting P5 plus P3 P6. Now we will try to multiply every term with every other term. So we will get P1 P4 plus P2 P3 P4 plus P1 P2 P6, multiply this with this, we get P2 P3 P6 into P5 plus P3 P6. So we will expand this, we end up getting P1 P4 P5 plus P2 P3 P4 P5 and P1 P2 P5 P6 and P2, P3, P5, P6. Next second term, so it is P1, P3, P4, P6 plus P2, P3, P4, P6 plus P1, P2, P3, P6 and finally we have P2, P3, P6. Now we will try to apply this, that is uniting theorem. This and if you reduce this, x is taken common, 1 plus y ends up being 1. So this reduces to 1. So we will see if you can apply this uniting theorem here and further simplify. So just look for P2, P3, P6. So it is present here, it is also present here and P2, P3, it is present here. So all these three terms it gets reduced. So we end up getting P1, P4, P5, this gets eliminated, this is eliminated and this is eliminated. As a result we end up getting P1, P4, P5 plus P2, P3, P4, P5 and P1, P2, P5, P6. So this are these three terms are eliminated. So we have P1, P3, P4, P6 and finally P2, P3, P6. So you can see, you can just observe here, you have how many solutions? P1, P4, P5 is one solution. P1, P2, P4, P2, P3, P4, P5 is another solution. P1, P2, P5, P6 another solution. This is one more solution and this is one more solution. Totally you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 solutions. There are 5 possible solutions, but you will have to identify minimal solutions. And if you can see, this has 3 terms, this has 4 terms, 4 and 4, because we need minimal solution. You are going to select P1, P4, P5 and P2, P3, P6. So accordingly, you end up getting the 2 solutions are P1, P4, P5 and P2, P3, P6. You just try to map this from the second table wherein you have extracted this. So P1, P4, P5 ends up being A bar, B bar plus B, C bar plus AC, and P2, P3, P6 ends up being A bar, C bar plus B bar, C plus AB. So you have, this is A bar, B bar plus B, C bar plus AC, and this is A bar, C bar plus B bar, C plus. So therein we have 2 minimal solutions. So out of 5 solutions, we have identified these 2 are as minimal solution. So this, if you had directly looked in for these solutions, you should have gone with trial and error approach to arrive at these 2 solutions. Now you have more sophisticated or systematic method wherein you tend to get all possible solutions and identifying only the minimal possible solutions of out of all possible solutions. So this is the beauty of your Patrick's method. So we will consider one more example here with the don't care terms. So we have a 4 variable expression. We will try to identify the prime implicants using the first table. So the very first step is to list all the prime implicants and binary representation, and you are aware when you have don't care terms, that is to be treated as min terms here. So we will list all the min terms along with don't care terms, and later while considering the essential prime implicants, we will skip the usage of don't care terms. So it is M1, M4, M5, M7, M8, we have listed all the min terms and their binary representation. Next we have grouped them in according to the number of ones. So we have group 1 comprising of 1 number of ones, group 2 comprising of 2 number of ones, group 3 comprising of 3 number of ones, and finally M15 which is 4 number of ones. So the next step is comparing every element of each group with every adjacent element, every minterm of adjacent group, and carry it to the next column by merging them if at all they differ by 1 bit position. So if you can see 1 and 5, yes, it varies by 1 bit position, we have carried it to the next column, replacing the bit position which is varying by a dash. So it is 0 dash 0 1. Next we compare 1 and 9, yes, it does vary by 1 bit position, that is this bit position, replace it with the dash and carry it to the next column. While carrying it to the next column, you just put a check mark. So 1 9 happens to be dash 0 0 1. Now I compare 1 and 12, it does not vary by 1 bit position, no need to carry. Now compare 4 and 5, yes, it varies by 1 bit position, we have carried it to the next column by replacing the bit position which is varying by a dash. So 4 and 5 is going to be 0 1 0 dash, we have carried. Next we have 4 and 9, it does not vary by 1 bit position, no need to carry, and 4 and 12, yes, it varies by this bit position, we have carried it to the next column by putting a dash, by putting a check mark, it is dash 1 0 0. Now we will continue with 8 and 5. 8 and 5 does not vary by 1 bit position, no need to carry. 8 and 9, yes, it varies by this bit position, replace it with the dash and carry it to the next column. 8 and 9 becomes 1 0 0 dash. Now compare 8 and 12, yes, it varies by this bit position, carry it to the next column by replacing it with a dash. So it is 1 dash 0 0. Now I am done with comparing all elements of first group with all elements of second group, all minterms of second group. Now I compare all minterms of second group with the third group. So it is 5 and 7, yes, it varies by 1 bit position, this bit position, carry it to the next column, 0 1 dash 1. Next we compare 5 and 11, it does not vary by 1 bit position, we are not carrying. And next 5 and 13, yes, it varies by 1 bit position, carry it to the next column by replacing the bit position which varies by a dash. So it is 5 and 13, it is varying by this bit position, dash is 1 0 1. So while carrying, you just put a check mark here. And 5 and 14, it does not vary by 1 bit position, no need to carry. Compare 9 and 7, no, it is not varying. 9 and 11, yes, it varies in this bit position, carry it to the next column by replacing it with a dash. So we end up getting 1 0 1 dash, put a check on to 11. 9 and 13, again it varies by 1 bit position, carried, it is going to be 1 dash 0 1. And 9 and 14, no. So next we will compare 12 and 7, no. 12 and 11, no. 12 and 13, yes, it varies by 1 bit position, this bit position, replace it with a dash, 1 1 0 dash. Next 12 and 14, yes, it varies by this bit position, carry to the next column by replacing it with a dash. So we end up getting 1 1 dash 0. Now we are done with comparing all elements of second group with the third group. Now we will continue comparing all elements of G3 with G4, and all elements do vary by 1 bit position when it comes to comparing G3 and G4. So we have carried it 7 15, 11 15, 13 15 and 14 15. The bit position which is differing, we have replaced it with a dash. Now we continue this, continue doing this. So we compare 1 and 1 5 with 5 7, no. 1 5 with 5 13, no. But 1 5 with 9 13, yes, it varies. While copying it, you just put a check mark, replacing the bit position which varies by a dash. And next we have 1 5 with 12 13, no. 1 5 with 12 14, no. So 1 9 and 5 7, no. 1 9 and 5 13, it has already been carried, you just put a check mark. So next we have is no other element varies by 1 bit position when it is compared with 1 9. We will proceed with 4 5. 4 5 5 with 5 7, no. 4 5 with 5 13, no. 4 5 with 9 11, no. 4 5 with 9 13, no. 4 5 and 12 13, yes, it varies by 1 bit position, that is this bit position, replace it with a dash and carry it to the next column. So while doing, while carrying, you just put a check mark. Next we have 4 5 with 12 14, no. Next compare 4 12 with 5 7, no. 4 12 with 5 13, yes, it varies. It has already been accounted for, you just put a check mark and move it on to the next column. Next we have 4 12 with 9 11, no. 4 12 with 9 13, no. 4 12 with 12 13, no. 4 12 with 12 14, no. Now we compare 8 9 with 5 5 7 no, 8 9 with 5 13 no, 8 9 with 11 13 no, 8 9 with 9 13 no, 8 9 with 12 13 yes. Can copy to the next column by replacing the bit position which varies by a dash. It is going to be 1 dash 0 dash. Now 8 19 with 12 14, it does not vary by 1 bit position, don't carry. Now compare 8 12 with 5 7 no, 8 12 with 5 13 no, 8 12 with 9 11 no, 8 12 with 9 13 yes, it varies by 1 bit position, it has already been accounted for, you just put a check mark. Now we will go on comparing every element of this group with this one. 5 7 7 15 no, 5 7 11 15 no, 5 7 11 13 15 yes, put a check mark and carry it, it is going to be dash 1 dash 1. Next 5 7 and 14 15 no, next 5 13 and 7 15, it has already been accounted for, you just put a check, it is going to be dash 1 dash 1. Next 5 7 with 11 15 no, 5 7 with 13 15 no, 5 7 with 14 15 no. Next compare, we are done with 5 13, compare 9 11, 9 11 with 7 15 illa, 9 11 with 11 15 no, 9 11 with 13 15 yes, it has been carried, you just put a check mark. So you gone doing this, you end up merging all the elements like this. So 12 13 with 14 15 yes, and 12 14 with 13 15 yes. So all the prime implicants in this column has been accounted for. So we end up getting the prime implicants like this. So if you just try to list these prime implicants, we get B bar D. This is B bar D, which is the prime min terms are 1, 5, 9 and 13, and next we have is B C bar corresponding to min terms 4, 5, 12 and 13. Next we have A C bar corresponding to min terms 8, 9, 12, 13. Next we have is B D corresponding to min terms 5, 7, 13, 15. Next we have as AD corresponding to min terms 9, 11, 13, 15. And finally we have AB corresponding to min terms 12, 13, 14, 15. Now we try to apply Patrick's method. First we will write the table wherein we deposit all the prime implicants and their min terms, and column wise we write the expression for these prime implicants and try to apply distributive law for multiplication as well as uniting theorem to simplify and arrive at all possible solutions. These are the prime implicants, and please note while mentioning the min terms on the top, please omit your don't care terms, that is not to be taken into account. We will only list all the min terms, that is 9, 12, 13 and 15. Please note here there is a small mistake, please correct it. Here it is C bar D, while writing, while copying, it has been copied as B bar D. So if you look into this, the min terms associated with this are 9 and 13, and min terms associated with this are 4, 5, 12 and 13, and for AC bar it is 9, 12 and 13, and for BD it is 5, 7, 13, 15, and AD it is 9, 13, 15, and here it is 12, 13, 15. Now we will designate this as P1, P2, P3, P4, P5 and P6, and column wise we will write expression for each midterm. So the first column we end up getting P1 plus P3, P1 plus P3 plus P5. Second column is P2 plus P3 plus P6, and here we have all the terms P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus P4 plus P5 plus P6, and last column is P4 plus P5 plus P6. So here you try to apply distributive law of multiplication, that is x plus y into x plus z is we end up getting it as x plus yz. So if you can see, this is common here, P1, P3, P1 plus P3 plus P5, and also P2 plus P3, P6 is also common here, and P4, P5 and P6 is also common here. As a result, you end up reducing this expression something like this. Okay, we will what we will try to do here is we will expand this and simplify. If at all it is possible for you to apply distributive law and your uniting theorem, apply all that, and finally we will arrive at these many solutions. So we have P is equal to P1 So you just expand this, and if at all there is any provision for you to further reduce using unifying theorem on your distributive law, you apply everything, and finally once you solve all these expression, solve this expression, you will arrive at this. So what you observe here is, you have how many possible solutions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and out of the 7 solution, minimal solution are these are the minimal solution. You end up getting only 6 minimal solution, and this is not accounted for minimal solution. So these minimal solutions are P1, P6, P3, P4, P3, P5, P2, P5, P5, P6 and P3, P6. So this is P1, P6 is C bar D plus P6 is AB. This is one solution, and P3, P4 is A C bar plus P4 is BD, and so on. So you just write the expression for all these. So we end up getting 6 possible solutions. Compared to previous problem, applying Patrick's method for such problems makes sense. So because we have 6 different solutions, using trial and error method, it is exhaustive. So you directly apply Patrick's method and arrive at this solution. You will be getting all possible solution at one stretch instead of using trial and error method. So with this we are completing Patrick's method. In the next session we will take up map entered variable technique. So wherein we will expand the usage of K-map. So you are aware the restriction of K-map is that it can be comfortably applied for 4 or 5 variable expressions. So we can see how map entered variable technique increases the degree of your K-map. So we can use a K-map for arriving at solutions for more than 4 or 5 variables. So in the next session we will take up K-map or map entered variable technique and expand it for K-map.